And for more perspective, I'm joined now from Ontario in Canada by sports expert Raed Gergis. And also joining us from New York is Mike Bako. He is sports editor with thedailynational.com. Welcome to both of you. Raed, let me start with you. We're just a few weeks away from kickoff, just a little over 3 weeks and a day, actually. Canada will host games in 2 of the 16 sites. What are expectations and what's the mood like in the country?
Well, to be honest, it doesn't feel like a country event. It's just a city event. I'm away 70 minutes from downtown Toronto, where we have 6 games there. There's nothing to be felt about the World Cup here in Niagara region. And Niagara region, you know, it's one of the best visited sites in the whole world, touristical sites. There's nothing at all about the World Cup. Everything is concentrated in the downtown around the stadium, the Toronto Stadium, and the expectations are below what was potentially planned. We're talking here about $300 million to cost the cost for 6 games. And really, there's a big questions to be raised about the return on investment.
Mike, listening there to Raed talk about what's going on in Canada, not much excitement there. I get the sense that here in the United States, it's a similar situation, isn't it? I mean, I'm here in Washington, D.C. on the East Coast, so are you as well. But do you expect the adrenaline to start pumping as we get closer to kickoff?
That's certainly what World Cup organizers and the stadium and the city hosts are hoping for. But right now, as your guest was mentioning, in Toronto, in New York, in Boston, in the Foxborough area, up and down these locations, even out west to Los Angeles, it's very muted. It's very concerning for the organizers as well, because the coverage is not necessarily about which groups and which teams are going to produce the most excitement. It's about ticket prices. Empty stadiums, not necessarily empty, but not filled to capacity. Transportation issues getting to the stadium here in the New York, New Jersey area. They are going to be charging between $100 and $150 for trains and buses to get out to MetLife Stadium for some of those soccer matches. So all of the coverage is not about the games, the countries, the star players. It's about all the chaos that is surrounding the games, and that's not even taking into consideration the political aspects of things.
And Mike, what about these concerns over attendance at the games? I mean, if we look at the situation here in the United States, I mean, there's been the wrong message that's been sent out by the Trump administration, hasn't it? If we look at the immigration crackdown and the fact that the president said at one time that some teams, he could not guarantee their safety, etc. I mean, that's discouraged people from coming here.
Absolutely. It's discouraged people who want to come here. There's a very strenuous visa process if they even are able to get approved. When they come here, there was even some word about ICE agents being at the stadiums and at the parking lots to provide security. But think about that if you're coming from a visiting nation where some of the people that are here have been targeted by ICE. Is that really going to make you want to come to these games? So all of those things play a big part in it. And then just in terms of the ability to get those tickets, there's a lot of tickets out now on the secondary market for way below face value. But even at that level, it becomes prohibitive for a lot of people to attend. So locals are not as interested in the games, and people who ordinarily would be, it's cost prohibitive to be able to come here to the U.S. to watch some of these matches.
Raed, you know, we were talking to the British football journalist Tim Vickery a moment ago, and he was telling us that, look, the World Cup is an international party. It's an international extravaganza. It's an opportunity for the host countries to really showcase what they have. But there's also been an outcry over the price of tickets for this World Cup. I mean, there is a risk, or is there a risk, that this could be a tournament just for the well-off?
It is already. I mean, I don't believe in last-minute planning for travelers who would plan last minute to come from Europe or from Latin America or from Africa, even, you know, far away from Asia, to come to the United States or to Canada or to Mexico in the last minute. I mean, the signs are there now. I think FIFA made a big mistake by through the marketing positioning of this World Cup. I mean, the ticket prices, as you have mentioned, and as the guest is mentioning, the ticket prices is a killer. Now, the question is, can local fans compensate the lack of interest from international fans? Because don't forget, the international fan, between brackets, an international fan who's coming all the way from different continent is not coming for one game. He or she would come for 2, 3, 4 games, or to follow a national team that he's supporting. And this is very costly. I mean, here in Canada, we couldn't get our hands on tickets easily. And now the second market, as your guest mentioned, the second market is attracting ethnical backgrounds. Let's say if I got a ticket, any ticket for a game or a national team that I'm not really a fan of, I'm trying to sell this ticket to an Iraqi fan or to a German fan who's based in Toronto or in Canada. This is the problem. The question is, can local market compensate the lack of sales from international soccer fans?
You know, Mike, there is, it doesn't look very good for the tournament because there's a report which has just come out by the umbrella industry for the hospitality industry, the American Hotel and Lodging Association. It reports that hotel bookings are well below expectations in almost every host city. And the association points out that these bookings, or lack of bookings, does not really align with FIFA telling us that 5 million tickets have been sold. But to Raed's point, I mean, could local fans fill in that gap?
Anything is a possibility, but what we would want to really see, and what we will see, is if there's a match in D.C., if there's a match in Foxborough or in Dallas or any of these locations that is not sold out, and the local fan base tickets flood the market, it's not going to be the same thing. When people want World Cup, they want the atmosphere, they want the passion, they want the chanting, they want to feel like they're watching a high-stakes game. If 15,000 people fill a stadium in Dallas just as seat fillers, glorified seat fillers in a way, it's not going to have that same vibe. So that's really where you're going to see it. Honestly, right now, the best case scenario for the World Cup is that they are not playing to embarrassingly low stadiums. And ultimately, how most people experience this World Cup historically and forever is on TV. So as long as the TV product is good and looks good, that's really going to be the saving grace for the World Cup organizers. All the finances, that's going to fall well short of every single estimation, and they're already seeing it and already being called out.
Right, one other thing, and you know, if we look at the way the tournament is run right now, has it become too commercial, too corporate?
It is too commercial. The thing here is spreading the World Cup on 3 different countries, 3 different big countries geographically. This is a handicap. As your guest mentioned, there's no vibe, there's no atmosphere for the World Cup. I've been into World Cups before. I've seen, let's say, France World Cup. I was covering the World Cup. Yes, the city, all the cities. I went to Toulouse, Bordeaux, Nantes. It was a fiesta. There's no fiesta. You don't feel the fiesta here. Secondly, the positioning of the tickets. Let's compare the Olympics, a big event as the World Cup. The Olympics, when the International Olympic Committee says, okay, we want to position the tickets at $20 or $12 or $25, this is really a corporate positioning and very important positioning. Why? To be accessible to normal people. I mean, the slogan of the FIFA is for the good of the game, and it is the game of the people. Yeah. How is it the game of the people if a single ticket for a first round game is $500, second round $2,000, $4,000, $10,000? Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Okay, and that is where we have to leave it. Thanks to both of you for being with us. And that is it for this edition of The Heat. I'm Anand Naidu in Washington.